Do you think Jesus came to establish peace on earth? Well, normally yes, but today's gospel it says no. He asks that question and he says no. Well, the answer is, of course, he came to establish peace on earth. What did the angels sing when he was born? We celebrated Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill to all. What did he tell his disciples to do when he sent them out? He says, the first time you enter a home, say peace to this house. Before he died in John 15, he was talking about, he says, peace I leave you, my peace I give you. And when he appeared after the resurrection, the first thing he said to his disciples was, peace be with you. Do not be afraid. Peace be with you. So of course he came to establish peace. So what's this gospel about? The seeming contradiction comes in this. Jesus' message was peace. The response to his message wasn't peaceful many times. The response too often was division. And Jesus is basically saying, my message is peace, and I will not let a negative response keep me from preaching that message. And we know that that happened. Not that he let it. What we know happened was that he got a lot of resistance for that. We hear in the Gospel of Luke, for example, things we've already heard this year. Well, when he's beginning his ministry, he went to his hometown and he opened the scroll and he says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. And he sent me to bring glad tidings, to set captives free, to free prisoners, and to heal the sick and to raise the dead and give sight to the blind. And what did they do? They took him out of town, were going to throw him over a hill. But he walked away. Later on, he's in a Pharisee's house, and a woman comes in who's a known sinner, and she washes his feet and dries them with her hair, and the Pharisee's sitting back there criticizing and deriding him in his own mind, thinking, what's he doing? Well, he brought a message of forgiveness and peace with God, and now this Pharisee is turning against him. Or not too long ago, in our weeks of celebrating Mass, we heard about Jesus resolutely set his mind towards Jerusalem. And then they come upon a Samaritan town, and the Samaritan town refused to receive them. So James and John says, okay, let's call down fire on them, burn them out. And if Jesus didn't come for peace, he would have said, yeah, that's a good idea. But he didn't. He rebuked them, and he said, let's go to another town. Jesus came to set the earth afire. Yes, he came to set the earth afire with love and peace and justice. That's what he came to set ablaze. And in setting it ablaze, he wanted the whole world to catch fire. And he wants to set that fire alive in us as well. We have this phrase, no good deed goes unpunished. Well, that's kind of what we're talking about here. When the fire of love and peace and justice gets set ablaze in us and we start living it with a little bit more passion, and every time we start doing something a little bit more like Christ, it's not unusual to expect that we can have some resistance. One example would be, if you know anything about dysfunctional families, you know that as long as the dysfunction is working, well, then everybody's okay, kinda. You know, it's all messed up. But if somebody in that family goes and tries to get healthy and starts disobeying the unsaid rules of the dysfunction, that person will be persecuted. Everybody probably know that already, right? Yeah. Somebody tries to get healthy, and they are the ones persecuted. That helps us to make some sense about father against son, and son against father, and mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, etc. When that happens, when someone starts saying, wait a minute, that isn't how Jesus taught me how to live, it's not how Jesus taught me how to love, and I'm not going to do it, sometimes you better duck, because it could be coming at you. Or, the last I remember, they said something like we have 11 million illegal aliens in the country. What do you think Jesus would do with illegal aliens? Send them back to where they came from, right? I don't think so either. What are we doing? Well, we're not sending them back, but we don't know what to do. We're trying to work it out. Some people want to send them back. Some people just want to give them amnesty. It's like, oh, heck, they're all here. Let them stay here. And I don't know where the solution is. Maybe it's someplace in between. But sometimes the ways that we can go after each other about that very topic is brutal. Why can't we work it out? What's the compassionate thing to do? And just thing. Or we could ask ourselves, who is alien in my life? Who's a stranger to me? And how do I treat that stranger in my life? How would Jesus have me treat that stranger, that alien in my life? Someone new, someone not like me. Or we believe in the right to life from conception to natural death. So we should just kind of forget about it because sometimes it's unpopular with other people, right? No. We need to state what we believe. What if it was my life? But people are willing to snuff out. What if that? That's where Jesus comes in. That's the kind of a fire that he wants to light in our lives. He wants to light that fire. He does not want ever for it to be extinguished in us. And we only kid ourselves if we think it's going to be an easy thing and everybody will accept what seems good and true and according to Jesus. He wasn't accepted that way, and neither will we. So we heard in the second reading, it says, persevere in running the race. And keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. He leads the way, and he strengthens us to follow him.